Hello, hi everyone. Thanks for joining in for one of my tech tutorial videos. These are list of Python videos to write effectively more better Python code and use the inner machinery to have maintainable code and go from maybe in beginner level to intermediate or advanced level. So this is an extension to one of my videos where I was talking about the getters and setters method in Python. So uh, these are magic methods which are called which would start with a double underscore like here. As you would know, this is one of the magic methods, and the other method that everyone would be knowing of is the str method. Just returns nothing. Maybe just returns the maybe let's say if you were to implement it, it might return just the first name plus the second name. Let's say um, it's going to return a string. That's why str, and then first name and then the last name maybe. So bear with me on the id. Sorry about that. So it's uh, slow than usual. So yeah, so these are called dunder methods, and these are called magic methods as well, because they are they are generic set of methods which will be useful if we are able to tweak it and use it for our use case. So we had seen in the previous videos where which we were able to manipulate a lot of stuff. We were able to bring in some checks of types and also see if we are not able to create many attributes that is not necessarily defined in the class definition. We made some checks. So here's one more example, an example and bit of extension to those videos with getter and setter methods. And there is this len method as well, which we'll talk about. But the main thing here is that I'm creating a person class, and I'm creating a class method. I think most of you would be aware of what's class method. So it's just a method through which you would call uh, uh, you would create a class with different type of constructor. Maybe it's kind of like an alternative constructor if you think in Java terms. So in Python, this is the way to have an alternative constructor. So if you see, this is the way to instantiate a class with providing first name, last name, and address. But then through this alternative constructor, you can just give the full name and address maybe, and then that would just return you the class with the first name and the second name with the actual definition that it requires. And next, I'm creating a employee class, employees class, which is just a list of persons, and there's again a class method to add employees to the list, and then there's a print method to probably print the employees and their names. And as you could see, this is just as simple as just creating the object. I mean, person one, and I'm creating another class with a class method here. So another object with a class method here, and maybe the third person would be through again this initiating the person class. So, and I'm actually adding these objects to the employees class. So employees class is kind of like a list of person class, and probably they are employed to this organization or whatever. Just as an example, so if I do a print, as you would see here, we get the names of each of the employees. So here, first name and their last name, and we get it as a list. And yeah, so that's what we expect. But if you notice here, so this is list of employee class, right? This is a list, and actually we cannot reference persons like this, even though it's a list of employees, but this is a class. uh, this is an object of that particular class. You cannot reference the persons 1, 2, 3 like this, maybe one or something like that. And also you are not you'll be not able to find the length using this len method from the list. This is typical of a list. You or maybe any iterable in Python, you would be able to find the item numbers using this method, but this is not available here. uh, by the way, you can create one as such, uh, but what we are going to see here is like there's a inner machinery in Python through which we would be able to use it and magically have that particular set of functionalities added to our class. So that's why we magic methods. So yeah, here let's say again I'm creating the same class, employees class. Uh, okay, I don't think it's a problem. I'm not going to comment the above stuff, maybe just the print statements. I'm creating an employees class with this magic methods len. So here double underscore len is going to intercept the dot, or maybe intercept this particular thing that I'm going to do. Maybe this is one way of retrieving an item, index like that. We can retrieve items from list using the index method. So if I do that, this is going to interpret that particular dot, this len method, this magic method, and it's going to sorry, not that one. So the get item method, and it's going to get the item that I want. For example, if I can say employees within square brackets 0, and it's going to return the first item or the second item, depending on the index. And the len method, which as you would know, it's just as simple as that. It's going to give the length of the employees. So this is how we actually interpret the len method of a list, and we are going to apply the dunder magic here, and we are going to return the list of employees here. And again, so yeah, this is the main stuff. This is the main core of the issue that I want to talk about and address. So through which you can have this employees list. I'm expecting this to be an employees list, maybe list here, to be working as same as the as what a list is supposed to be uh, working. Uh, how we imagine it to be, how a list how we want to imagine a list to be. There is uh, as usual, again, as any other thing, you can just create a list of your own, maybe just instantiate with this. But what if you want to want to add more functionality than a regular list, or maybe you want to expose this as a particular class which can be used by another class or another method, and you know how it goes, right? So these are used by other programmers. So that's the main idea here. So add employees to list, and maybe print their names, something some of is a functionality that you want to add. So you create a class like this, and you kind of add the persons, which we initiated earlier, and then we would automatically have the append methods that we would want from a regular list. You can just do like this. You won't get any errors. But you see, even though we don't have the append method here, so and we can also have sort method, but you would be not able to call that method because we want to do the check with ourselves. We can probably magically create a dunder method, of sort. uh, you see the ID is popping up some stuff for me. So you can create the sort method, and you can do stuff on your own, and um, improve that, add that functionality as well. So and you would have the index, and you can retrieve items using similar to a list. It has the same interface as a list. So this is something that I wanted to show here. So let's say if I run this, so if I append tree, it appended from the line 64. So there were no errors. You see, even though we don't have append method in this class, because magic methods are doing their thing. And when I say sort, there is no errors as well. There is a method, but we cannot use that method. Let's say if I just show that, I think you would not be able to compare two-person classes, because what would you actually compare? You see, yeah, that's the error. So how would you say this person is greater than this person, or this person is lesser than that person? Maybe through salary or something, that we can define that functionality here. And um, again, there's this index method as well, and the index method gives a way through which we can retrieve the items from the list using the index. 0 1 2 3. I think the second item is Savvy Hernandez. So yeah, the second person is Savvy Hernandez. So that's reporting, that's we are getting the output that we would want to see. So yeah, so this is an extension to use the dunder methods, and how actually we interpret the dot here. This goes into the inner machinery. These are really helpful if you are trying to write some generic level of code, or maybe frameworks that other developers would use. So I hope this is helpful for you, and you might have some, maybe you can try to implement the sort method here, and you can do a lot of things in an imaginative way. And this, I think that I hope this is helpful for you. So yeah, thanks for joining. See you in another video. Thanks. Bye.